Payasos y Pendejadas Podcast.
Welcome to PYP Boxing. We have a very, very special guest here. You know, we love Texas boxers, Texas trainers, everything Texas boxing. And we have a Texas boxing legend here, Ronnie Cantu. If y'all don't know him, we're going to get to know him now. He was a great Texas amateur. Ronnie Cantu, introduce yourself to the people. Tell them your story, how you got going. I kind of know some of it. I did a little bit of homework. You're from San Antonio. I believe you were raised by your grandfather.
Yes, sir.
And he loved boxing so much. You guys didn't even watch football, boxing. Everything was just boxing, UFC, right?
Yeah, that's true. Even to this day, man, he don't. I mean, he'll watch football here and there, but man, it's old fights of boxing all the time. Born and raised here in San Antonio. Actually, went to school here at UTSA. Graduated. Got my bachelor's degree from there as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Been in the boxing game again over 20 years. I had over 100 plus amateur fights. Been coaching full time now, going on a couple years. Have a good little stable that I'm building. So, yeah, man, it's been good. Everything's been going great. So I'm blessed and I'm thankful.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Well, talk to us, Ronnie. Talk to us about your childhood. You grew up in San Antonio. You said you got raised by your grandfather. I did a little bit of history on you. You were raised with your dad, not your mom. You were good with both sides, right? But you were raised with your father and your grandfather, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, no. Again, I'm still my mom here and there. Take care with my mom. I have a great relationship with both my parents. But I stay with my dad and my grandfather and my uncle as well. We were all kind of in the boxing game. My very first time I stepped into a gym was at South Zamora Street Gym. No longer, I don't think it's up anymore, but there was a lot of pros there. My uncle trained a couple champions, brought me with him, and then the rest is history, man. I've been doing it since. My grandfather and my father, they were in my corner in my amateur career, and yeah, just it's been a great run so far.
Your amateur career, how did that go, man? You were a state champion amateur?
Yes, sir. I won state 2 times. Didn't win the nationals. Went to a lot of national tournaments. Fought the best of the best. Won a lot of regional titles as well here locally, and a couple state titles. But yeah, man, over 100 plus amateur fights. Went to all the national tournaments, ringside, national pals, the USA Boxing, all those. So
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You had a very illustrious amateur career, over 100 fights, fought with some of the best at your age group. Some of them pros, some of them champions, multiple champions. What happened, man? Why didn't you go the next step?
And I wanted to, and again, that's why I went to school, and that was kind of, it was the deciding factor. I was in my senior year of college, and I had already had my last amateur fight, and it was kind of, do I want to make the decision to go pro right now? And I've already came this far in my college career. I'm like, let me just finish school, let me get my degree so I can have that, and it just never worked out, man. And I was actually scheduled a couple times, just that fight fell through. It just didn't work out, and I feel like now as a coach, been doing this full time, I feel like I'm more of an asset to the game this way than I did as a fighter. So I've always knew that I'd be a good coach, and I just never knew it was going to be boxing because at the time I was fighting. So now I'm doing it. I'm like, yeah, this is where I belong. This is what I need to do. This is my calling in life.
Well, you're definitely having a lot of success, and you got a pretty good stable going on there. But let me ask you this before we get into that.
Mm-hmm.
What was your major at UTSA, and what did you do before you started seriously training? Obviously, you finished, you went into some type of a career.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I studied in business, sports management.
Oh, cool.
So that was like my preferred field. I knew my career. I knew I belonged in sports. I knew I brought that was my gift. That's kind of what I've always wanted to do. And yeah, and it's been good since. After I graduated, I got an internship with UTSA with the athletic department, and eventually it was just like, man, I know I want to do more. I want to do more for myself, and I just went all in a couple years ago, and it's been, it's the rest is history. It's been uphill since. It's been great.
That's awesome, man. We did interview one of your pros, Dinamita Cardenas, a real good friend of the show. He's done 2 shows with us. Really thank him. I know his schedule is tight there, being a
Yeah.
pro and being in
We
the
just finished
position
working
he is
out
right now.
about 30
Huh?
minutes ago. We just finished
Oh,
working.
yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us about Dinamita Cardenas, and not only Dinamita, but you seem to have a pretty good stable there of local good talent. Me and Dinamita had a conversation about Texas, and Texas kind of starting to get into the mix, kind of getting equivalent to LA, and
Yeah.
we're kind of getting there. Talk to us about your young pro fighters.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, with Ramon, with Dinamita Cardenas, it's funny, man. We have a long history. We went to the same high school. He was at the same high school for a little bit that I was, and I think he graduated a year or two before me. So we've always kind of known each other. We were in the amateurs together. We actually sparred together growing up a couple times. And then as an amateur, my grandfather actually helped him for a couple months. Maybe it was about a year. I'm not sure. I can't really remember exactly how long. So we've kind of always known of each other, and we've been in the game for a long time. And then he reached out to me recently, and it's been going good this last month. It's been great. Looking forward to the next step in his career. I'm also helping my brother Kendo Tremendo Castaneda. He's 20-6, just coming off a win. Hopefully, again, starting at the beginning of the year, want to get back on probably another local card to kind of build his wins back up, and then eventually take another step from there. And I've been doing the mid work recently with Kid Austin. He's fighting
Kid Austin,
yes.
Yeah,
He's fighting on the December 2nd card on Golden Boy on the Ryan Garcia undercard.
Okay, you're going to be over in Houston.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm not sure how it's going to work or what, but yeah, I mean, strictly his dad's the coach, and I've just been strictly helping him with the mid work. So it's been a good experience doing that, and helping another couple local guys as well. So it's been good, man. It's been great.
Yeah, Kid Austin is a good talent. He had that.
Yeah.
He was blessed with a good opportunity, and he took advantage of it. He's been definitely making noise there in mid Texas. There, Texas is good, man. We got Foster champion a couple of weeks ago. Regis May grabbed
That shot
himself
fight
a
was a
belt.
good fight. I don't know if y'all saw that fight. I was watching it, man. That was all entertainment. With Shockey Foster and that fight.
Yeah. So we were very invested in that when we had Shockey Foster's team on here. We had his sparring partners that got him ready for this fight out of Main Street. We did a show with them right before. That was a very entertaining fight. You're a Texas guy. You gave us a moment with some of your pro fighters. Thank you. You gave us a little bit of back history on yours. You're a Texas guy. We got a big fight. Regis Prograis is going up to San Francisco there and taking a shot at Devin Haney. How do you see, Regis Prograis' chances there? Obviously an underdog, another Texan coming up there. Can he take it? How do you see that one coming out?
Man, that's gonna be tough, man. I know. And obviously Kendall sparred with Regis too. He's been in camp at Regis Prograis, and he's telling me, he's like, man, he can hit. So obviously he's got a puncher's chance. And I feel like it's gonna be a good fight, man. A good competitive fight. But again, you can't sleep on Devin Haney. Devin Haney's boxing skills are through the roof. That's what's got him to where he's at. I would give the slight edge to Devin Haney just because of his boxing skills, and he's able to, kind of use his lateral movement a little bit. But man, you can't sleep on Regis. He's been a champion for a reason. He's been there, and he could definitely catch Haney in the middle of those exchanges. So I'm excited to see that fight, see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm excited, as well. We were talking about it, myself, Dinamita, my partner David, and also another one of Regis's sparring partners. Last week we did a roundtable, and the consensus was Regis. Everybody, obviously, his trainer is going to go for him. He's on his team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
David picked Regis. My partner Ramon picked Regis. I'm with you. I think Devin Haney's going to take it. We were discussing how the fight was going to go out. I believe somebody talked about it. I don't know if it was Dinamita or David mentioned something about maybe Haney's going to go for the jab and grab.
I could see that. Yeah.
And jab and grab him all night. And David Haney's a tough character too. Let's not forget that he started fighting in Mexico, man. This guy knows the dirty tricks like anybody else. And I can see him doing that. And I know Regis is a tough dude. But I've always been a type of guy that said, if you fought in Mexico when you were 17 against men and Mexico's the best at mañas, way. I
Yeah,
think Devin Haney can take it because everybody was thinking, well, if Devin Haney starts doing that, Regis is going to be able to find a way to get out of it. I think they're forgetting that Haney knows his tricks too. He fought his first 7 fights in Mexico.
yeah, no, for sure. And then again, you learn through that. That was a good start to his career, and he just fought Loma, man. That was a tough fight. It's a different speed, so I'm excited to see how it plays out. And then going to last fight, Regis' last fight against Zorilla. Zorilla was just kind of moving and trying to survive. So I don't see Haney moving as much. So I feel like Regis will maybe get to him a little bit easier because Zorilla, I feel like he was just trying to survive. He wasn't even engaging.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how it plays out, man. I'll give the slight edge to Haney just based on his boxing skills, but Regis might hit that much harder and be able to catch him in between those exchanges. So you can't see it. I feel like it's maybe 50-50, 60-40 either way. So, but I'm just, as a boxing fan, man, it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, Ronnie, it's the keeping it Texas here. Vergil up in Fort Worth. He's coming back. How do you think he's going to do? Do you advise him to come back with his health problems and things like that? He is supposed to come back in February. Do you think he's going to come back strong, continue? Or do you want to see what he looks like? Are you concerned at all?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I believe I just saw a post that he's back at RGBA. So I feel like, and that's where he's looked best. I feel like that's good for his career. And I believe he's moving up. So I believe that's good too. I'm not sure exactly the whole details on all that stuff that went on. So I'm not one to kind of comment on it, but from what I've heard, I feel like maybe a step up in weight will be good for him. Won't have to, won't be such as a tough of a weight cut for him. So hopefully he won't have to go through that again. And I'm not sure exactly what happened or what, but I feel like back with RGBA and a move up to 154 is exactly what he needs for his career right now. So I'm excited. It'll be good for him.
Ronnie, you're a Texas coach. You've been in the mix. Obviously, you know a lot of guys. Some of your guys are going to Main Street boxing. A lot of people. Main Street's a very big gym. I didn't know your brother was helping Regis. So you're obviously in the game. You got your ear to the ground.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Marquez from Houston, Raul Marquez's son?
I've heard of him. Yeah. I haven't seen him fight, but I've heard that he's doing his thing. I haven't seen him fight though.
I had the pleasure of being there at the last Top Rank event as media credential. We had the honor to help them out. Thank you to Top Rank. We did see him. He's tremendous. He'll be there on the Zone card December the 1st. They have a card right before
in Houston,
the Haney show. Yeah.
And before the Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. He's looking good as well. Yeah, and keeping it Texas, another question I got for you. You're a trainer and we're from Texas, so we're taking advantage. We're asking you Texas boxing questions. Mm-hmm. How do you see Spence? How do you see his future? Are you concerned any for him? Because the way he looked, he took a beating and he didn't look good into the ring. Do you want him to come back soon? Do you want him to fight Crawford?
Yeah, that's tough, man. Again, only he knows exactly what happened, how much of a weight cut, how tough it was for him, how he felt. But I feel like it'll be good for him to kind of move up to 154. Man, if he fights Crawford again, that's another tough fight. You're going right back into that tough fight. But it's gonna be good. I mean, I feel like what I would do, maybe take a step back and maybe get a win back and then fight Crawford, but. That's kind of their thing. But I feel like a move up to 154 will be good for him. It'll probably be stronger, put up a better fight against Crawford. I'm not saying he'll win or he'll lose, but I feel like it'll definitely maybe be more competitive at 154.
Yeah.
So it'll be good, man. That's it's kind of keeping going. That's what it's about. Maybe if you take a loss, you got to keep going.
So, we got Dinamita, we got Bam over there. We got Mario Barrios making noise.
Yeah.
You got Houston, you got Foster over there, Regis, all their stable of great fighters over there. We got Vergil up north, down here in RGV. We got a lot of young up-and-comers. Obviously, Brandon Figueroa and them as well. You've worked with them as well.
I've worked with Brandon, yeah.
Texas, I feel, is coming up, man, and we're getting kind of equal to LA. I mean, obviously, LA's always been where it's at, but I feel like Texas is making a movement. I feel like you and your team have a chance to start grabbing it now. How do you feel about us coming up now?
Yeah, it's good, man. Again, Texas have always been full of dogs, man. Again, there's always been great fighters here. Even in the amateurs coming up, you can see there's always been talent, and there's always been talent in California too, and Vegas as well, which is the fight capital of the world. There's great fighters everywhere. But I mean, as far as the base here, it's great. But I feel like whenever we do a training camp, or whenever you need to get out, I feel like you do got to get out of Texas because again, you got to. I've always felt like a training camp, you should be a little uncomfortable.
Right.
So that's why I feel like everybody, all the fighters here go out to training camp in Cali or Vegas or wherever, just to kind of be uncomfortable in your surroundings and knowing you're actually there to work. And again, there's great fighters out there too. So that's
Ronnie, I'm going to ask you this question only to follow up with another question. How old are you, Ronnie? You're a young man. I know you're younger than me.
I'm 29.
You're 29 years old, man. It's yourself, Ronnie. You got Ronnie Cantu. We got Flick Emmanuel. He's 31, I believe, 32. He's working with Venado Lopez. He worked with O'Shea Foster. We've had him on the show. I had Jay Panda Nájera on the show. He's in his 30s. You're training Dinamita. You're almost his age. What do you say? No, and it is a serious conversation. Me and Flick Emmanuel from Vegas. Shout out to Flick Emmanuel, friend of the show. He's a trainer with Swift Herd, Venado Lopez, several other new guys. Rocky Hernandez out there doing big things with Sanfer Boxing, but he's only 31. You're only 29. You're almost your fighter's age. He has some fighters even older than him sometimes. But how do you feel as a young fighter trying to break through where the other guys like Julio Diaz, Robert Garcia, you know, your Freddie Roaches, these guys have had a stronghold in the game for a long time. How do you feel as a young up-and-coming boxer, man? I mean, a young up-and-coming trainer.
I feel like, again, there's a new era. There's always a new era that comes up, and I feel like I'm a part of that. I want to be a part of that and establish myself. And I feel like that's coming. And the fighters, actually, I feel like I can relate to them a lot because I've been exactly where they are. I know how they're feeling. I know how it feels when you're in the ring, how it feels when you get tired. So I can relate to them, and being able to communicate with them, being able to communicate and actually get things through to them, spark a thought in their head in the corner they can relate to, and they appreciate that, and it's a different kind of respect that you have for a trainer or for a coach. Because a lot of them, I'm not saying everybody, I know there's some who haven't, you know. So that I feel like because I have, and these fighters know that I have, I've been in there, so it's a different kind of respect, and I can relate to them a little bit more.
I feel like it's a good thing, man. I like what you're doing. I like what Flick Emmanuel is doing, Jay Panda Nájera, because boxing fans, they are trainer fans as well. They always want to know who the trainer is, what he's doing, and what his table's like. You know, I believe you were even considered for trainer of the year here in Texas at one point.
Possibly, yeah. I know last year that was kind of like my little breakout year. So I believe it was last year. I had my little breakout year. I was helping with Brandon. I had Kendo back on his run. He had took 5 straight losses, and then I took over, and he had 3 straight. So, and then his brother as well, Jairo Castaneda, who's 15-2 right now. So yeah, it was kind of a little breakout year for me in 2022.
Talk to us about the gym. What's the gym called?
I'm at Davies right now. I'm at Davies Boxing and Fitness right now.
Davies Boxing and Fitness.
Yeah, with Mr. Cam Davies. He brought me in, and it's been good. I've been here a little bit over a month, maybe about 2 months or so. So it's been good. And
talk to us about Cam Davis. Tell us a little bit of background about him.
Yeah, he does the cruising kitchens. That's kind of his business, and has this boxing and fitness space also. So great guy, man. Is part of the family. He makes me feel like family. So. And it's good, man. I can call him up whenever if I need anything. Just same as well. So it's a great relationship that we have.
Awesome. Talk to us about any events you got coming up, Ronnie. Any fighters of yours fighting soon?
Well, I know that Ramon, we might leave to camp possibly next month. I'm not sure after the holidays or what, because we were told end of January is kind of the next kind of fight date. So we're still kind of seeing when we're going to go to camp. We're going to Indio, California with out there with Joel Diaz.
Joel Diaz, I know him very well. We had a long conversation with him in Sugarland.
So we'll be out there. I'm not sure exactly when. And then looking for a fight Probably end of January, and Kendall probably. I think he's looking at a fight probably early February, mid February or so. That's kind of when he'll be back in the ring.
Okay, so you and Ramon are going to be gone over the holidays working, right?
Possibly, yeah. I know. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'm not sure again.
Hey, man, well, that's what it takes you to. This is your two. You're going for it.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, it's time to work. That's part of the game. Make a little sacrifice, and it's always worth it in the end.
Man, that's awesome. We're rooting for you guys, man. That's really cool. Joel Diaz is no joke, man. He's got a lot of. We talked with him for about an hour in Sugarland. We didn't want to record him. We were just downstairs at an early time. We were doing our show, and he was kind of hovering in the background. And then we were done, and we just sat and had coffee and talked for about an hour. He's a great guy, man. Gave us a lot of cool stories. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that guy's got a big gym down there. He's got a lot of guys from Uzbekistan, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot of good sparring for Ramon too. I think Kendall might go out there with us to camp for a little bit too, so it'll be good. I'm excited to go out there, excited to learn from Joel and be around that environment. So it'll be good. It'll be fun.
Man, that's awesome, man. Imagine everything you can soak in with him.
Yeah, exactly.
There as a trainer.
Me being a young up and coming trainer, kind of coming into this next era, I feel like it'll only benefit my career. So,
have you had a lot of conversations with him? And if so, how have those gone? How have you guys gotten along?
No, I haven't. No, I just through Ramon. That's kind of Ramon's the kind of one that spoke with him, and he went out there to, I believe it's located in Indio. He went out there and.
Yeah. He told us he's from Indio. Actually, the guy that with the trainer Jay Panda Nakara that we just interviewed is fighting against him on their next card, and they're great friends. They're both from Coachella, California, but Jay Panda has a gym in Mexico City. He's from Mexico City. Yeah. That's where he is. Pero it's funny. They're both from Coachella. They grew up together. They trained together growing, and they se están enfrentando with fighters. Yeah, but that's an awesome opportunity, man. Wow, what great news, man. And it just warms my heart that you guys are from Texas, and you know what I mean? Well, chingao, man, échale ganas allá. That is some great news. Ending the show on some really good news, man. That's great to hear that you're going to be out there with Joel Diaz and Coachella. Take advantage of that, man. We're pulling for you. Tell the people where they can find you.
Ronnie Cantu on Facebook, on Instagram, Ronnie_Cantu is my personal, and also my business boxing one is Ronnie Cantu Boxing, and on Twitter, Ronnie_Cantu as well.
Thank you, Ronnie, for doing this, man. I know you did it on ridiculously short notice.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Hey, look, man, I told you I'd keep you for 20 minutes. I got you at 22. I know you got a busy day with your fighters. We appreciate you letting us in like this. And listen, man, please let us in when you're out there with Joel. Maybe we can catch up and do maybe 10 minutes, talk to you about how things are going out there.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely. We can definitely do that for sure.
All right, man. And when you see him over there, say hi to him. He'll remember us. We're the two guys that spend a bunch of hours with him in Sugarland in the morning. Yeah. I say coffee. We didn't even have coffee, but we were just sitting there from 8 to like 9 outside just talking.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation, man. Real good guy, but say hi to him for us. Sure. And we'll stay in touch with you, man. Thank you. Friend of the show, man. Gracias.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll do it again. And say hi to Ramon y échanle ganas, güey.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you. Thank you.
All right.